The most dangerous mistakes in life rarely arrive loudly. They do not kick down the door or announce themselves with chaos. They arrive quietly, slowly, disguised as comfort, attraction, chemistry, or love. Many people do not realize their life is being drained until their confidence is gone, their peace is broken, and their sense of direction has disappeared. This lecture is not about attacking anyone. It is about awareness. It is about patterns that repeat across relationships and the silent damage that comes from ignoring early signs. If you have ever felt confused in a relationship, emotionally exhausted, or unsure how you lost yourself, stay with this until the end. What you hear may save you years of pain. Welcome to Mind Unmasked, where we strip away illusions and talk honestly about human behavior, emotional dynamics, and the hidden forces that shape our decisions. Today, we are not talking about women as a whole. We are talking about specific behavioral patterns that can exist in any person, but that many men repeatedly encounter in romantic relationships. These patterns are subtle. They do not always look toxic at first. In fact, many of them feel exciting in the beginning. That is what makes them dangerous. The first pattern is the woman who thrives on chaos. At first, she feels intense, passionate, and alive. Conversations are dramatic. Emotions swing high and low. Every disagreement turns into a storm, followed by intense closeness. This kind of relationship feels addictive because your nervous system never rests. Over time, you stop feeling peace as normal. You start confusing anxiety with love. Slowly, your emotional stability erodes. You become reactive, constantly walking on edge, waiting for the next emotional shift. A life lived in chaos may feel exciting at first, but it quietly destroys focus, clarity, and long-term happiness. The second pattern is the woman who needs constant validation but never feels full. No matter how much attention, reassurance, or effort you give, it is never enough. She may seek compliments, approval, or emotional rescue, not only from you but from the outside world. Social attention becomes fuel. Over time, you become a caretaker rather than a partner. Your own needs slowly disappear. You start measuring your worth by how well you can keep her emotionally satisfied, even though satisfaction never lasts. This drains self-respect and creates a one-sided emotional economy where you give and give until nothing is left. The third pattern is the woman who plays the victim in every situation. Nothing is ever her responsibility. Every failed relationship, every conflict, every disappointment is blamed on someone else. At first, you feel sympathy. You want to protect her. You want to be different from the people who hurt her. But slowly, you realize that accountability never appears. When problems arise between you, you become the next villain in her story. This pattern quietly ruins your life by training you to accept blame for things you did not cause and fixing problems you did not create. The fourth pattern is the woman who subtly competes with you instead of supporting you. She may downplay your success, question your goals, or make jokes that cut a little too deep. When you grow, she feels threatened instead of proud. This does not always look hostile. Sometimes it is disguised as realism or concern. Over time, your ambition shrinks. You stop sharing dreams because they feel unsafe. A partner should feel like a place of support, not a quiet battlefield where confidence is slowly eroded. The fifth pattern is the woman who withholds affection as a form of control. Love becomes conditional. Warmth appears only when you behave a certain way. Distance is used as punishment. You find yourself adjusting your personality, opinions, and boundaries just to keep the peace. This pattern is especially dangerous because it trains you to abandon yourself. The relationship becomes less about connection and more about survival. Slowly, you forget who you were before you started negotiating your worth. The sixth pattern is the woman who refuses emotional growth. She avoids self-reflection. Hard conversations are shut down. Any suggestion of improvement is seen as an attack. Over time, you grow while the relationship stays stagnant. You become emotionally lonely even while being together. This kind of relationship does not explode. It slowly suffocates. Dreams feel smaller. Conversations feel repetitive. You realize that love without growth eventually becomes a cage. The seventh pattern is the woman who keeps one foot out the door. She avoids commitment while enjoying the benefits of the relationship. Plans are vague. Promises are flexible. You never feel fully chosen. This creates constant uncertainty. You hesitate to build, invest, or plan long-term. Your life remains paused while waiting for clarity that never comes. Over time, this uncertainty eats away at your sense of stability and direction. What makes all these patterns dangerous is not cruelty. It is subtlety. Most people do not choose destruction. They drift into it. They ignore early discomfort because attraction feels strong. They stay because leaving feels harder than adapting. Slowly, values bend. Boundaries fade. Identity weakens. This lecture is not about blaming women. These patterns can exist in anyone. But many men are never taught how to recognize emotional red flags early. They are taught to endure, fix, and tolerate. Awareness is not bitterness. Awareness is protection. Healthy relationships feel calm more often than chaotic. They support growth rather than restrict it. They allow disagreement without fear. They feel safe to be honest in. If a connection consistently costs you your peace, confidence, or sense of self, the price is too high. At Mind Unmasked, the goal is not to make you fearful of relationships. The goal is to help you choose better ones, to stop repeating cycles that drain your life quietly, to understand that love should add clarity, not confusion, strength, not self-doubt. As you move forward, remember this. Attraction gets your attention. Behavior tells you the truth. Patterns never lie, but people often do to themselves when they ignore them. If this message resonated with you, sit with it. Reflect honestly. Growth begins the moment illusions fall. This is Mind Unmasked, and the real power always begins with awareness.